Good morning, guys. This is Athena coming at you on a snowy morning. A 2-hour delay kind of morning, which is awesome. It's not as good as a snow day, but I'm gonna think happy. I'm gonna think half full. So instead of leaving at the butt crack of 7 a.m., it's 9 a.m. Whoop, whoop. Yay to that. And it's pretty. I'm sure I'll stick in a little bit of my very professional footage of me singing with the snow in the background. I'm not going to apologize. Anyway, according to the sobriety tracker on my phone, I have now been sober for 5 months, 4 weeks, 1 day, and a few hours. And I think the tracker should be crossing over around February 1st because August 1st was the day I went sober. So, yay, 6 months is only a couple days away. So, that's a big deal, y'all. This week's episode, I am stealing. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am stealing. But I'm also giving credit. I'm getting my ideas today from Paul Churchill, who I mention pretty consistently. He's the reason I do this. He's the Recovery Elevator podcast guru. But then also from Joanna Devoe from Hippie Witch. And here's how it goes. Paul Churchill, in one of his early episodes, says, draw a circle. Put a dot inside that circle. I may have reversed that, but you get the point. Outside of that circle, put an X or a heart or something. You are the dot. The circle is your comfort zone, or what Joanna has redubbed circle of lies or zone of lies or something like that. Your comfort zone's a lie, is what she says. And then the thing you drew outside of the circle, your X, your heart, your whatever, that's where your joy is. That's where your sobriety, where your dreams are. Well, at least your dreams. The things you most want that maybe up to this point you have yet to be able to obtain and attain. And you're wondering, why can't I ever get there? It's because it's outside your comfort zone. We all have different things out there. One person's big, exciting victory is another person's, really? You know? I will share in a moment what mine was recently. My little achievement that for me was huge and for others might not be. And that's okay. The comfort zone / zone of lies. I hope I'm getting that right, Joanna. It's your safe place. It's what you've always done. It's what's given you comfort. But it also holds you back. It also acts as a barrier. So it's not just a hula hoop. Now I'm bringing in Arwen. It's not just a hula hoop of comfort and joy. It's also kind of a wall between you and maybe where you want to go, where you want to be. And finding a way to push past it is to be maybe braver than you've ever been. Maybe to put yourself in the way of fear, possible rejection, embarrassment. Yeah, you could crash and burn. But here's the thing. You could also reach it. You could actually get to a place where you want to be that you've never dreamed you could be, what if you reach it? Make baby steps. They're still outside the zone, but they're safer baby steps. The more you start to reach past that zone of lies, where you think, oh, everything's fine here, I'm good here, I don't really need anything else. That's the lie part. Because yeah, maybe that was okay for a while, but you're ready to get out of that playpen. Boy, how many analogies can we make today? Let's make a lot. Once you start reaching some of those previously unattainable goals, you start feeling success. Oh my gosh, the way that can totally recharge you and thrill you and propel you is almost unbelievable. In fact, sometimes this is hard to put into words. Some of those smaller goals that were hard, when you reach them, the amount of joy you can get from them and the amount of a natural healthy high kind of far outweighs the actual achievement. I hope I didn't just lose all y'all. This is a little convoluted, but okay, here's a little tiny example. For me, I've shared before on both my channels, I have a sort of, well, I will say it's a huge dislike. I even jokingly say it's a phobia of phone calls. I hate talking on the phone to anyone other than my dad and my sister. That's pretty much it. It used to be my mom. Those two, I'm comfortable enough. I can talk and it's fine. We know how to talk to each other. My family, we kind of interrupt each other and talk over each other a lot, and it works for us because we can actually have like two conversations going on at once. I can be talking and listening at the same time, which sounds weird. It doesn't work with other people. And I find myself, I'm very awkward on the phone. And I interrupt accidentally, but then when I interrupt, like I really don't want to interrupt. And so then I come back and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. And that's just kind of throws a kink in the flow. And yet, I so want to be more connected with certain people out there. Well, my big exciting achievement, I met one of my 100 goals that I set out for this year, which actually I've only written about 30 of them so far. But I've already met a couple of them. And one of them that was kind of big, I can't believe I met it in January already. It was to talk, like FaceTime, or even cooler, even pushing myself further, is to do one of those live streaming videos that viewers can watch, and to talk to someone I love. And I did it on Saturday. It's hard to go back and watch it because if you know me at all, you can tell how uncomfortable I am, but I was also overjoyed. Anytime this vein right here is popping out, that's my uncomfortable vein. That's my barometer to, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out. When that thing's popping out, you know I'm not feeling too relaxed. But you know what? So what? I did it. That was outside my comfort zone of lies. I got to talk for about 40 minutes with one of my favorite people out there, Noah Tempestari. He's the sweetest thing in the world. And actually the most fun part of our conversation happened before and after the filming part of it, where we just kind of shot the breeze and we're like, oh, you know, it was just whatever. It was so awesome. That was the first time I've talked to him. He and I have been friends for over a year now, or about a year, where we text a few times a week, sometimes every day, but I've never talked to him on the phone. And this was the first real time I've done that. That was so big and exciting. And now it's propelled me to keep doing this. And I've already touched base with Eden out there, and some of y'all love Eden. Well, actually, I don't know if any viewers of this channel know Eden, but maybe a couple of you do, because she used to mention me on her channel, or mention this one. But she's not on YouTube anymore, and yet she's willing to come on with me and have a conversation that we can share with everybody. So this is just big stuff. I know it's sort of going off the rails of the recovery conversation, but whatever. It's an example of me pushing myself out of my comfort zone. And then the effects of feeling like I'm flying high. It's a little bit like the whole pilgrimage I took. And I think I was glowing after that, of just being proud of myself for 4 or 5 months. I will link the pilgrimage below if I remember to. There's 2 parts to it. But if you don't know about that, long story short, I started my sobriety on August 1st, and around August 2nd or 3rd, I bought a tent. I've never been tenting in my life. I bought a tent. I drove 4 hours away from home by myself. I slept for 3 nights in a tent in the woods. Now, it was in a safe place. It wasn't just in random woods. It was at an ashram that's not too far away. So it was safer. It was good for a starter thing. I didn't have to make campfires and things. There was food there, like 3 meals a day. There was showers. But the point is, I did something that I never would have thought I would have done in a million years. And so then I was so excited. It was the perfect way to jumpstart the sobriety. The first few days are always the hardest. I have a history of getting about 17 days in and then falling back. I didn't do the pilgrimage 17 days in, but I knew I wanted to start totally different. I knew I wanted to do like a reboot and strip away all of my roles in life as mom, teacher, ex-wife, girlfriend, etc., and just be me. And it was life-changing for me. Again, small thing for some, huge thing for me. Outside my comfort zone, faux show. This has gone on long enough, this here video, so I'm going to sign off now. I don't really have any recommendations for you today as far as books, but I'll always refer you to Recovery Elevator Podcast. It can be your lifeline if you're just starting out, or even if you've been doing it for a while and you start to falter. The 1 or 2 times that I've come close, I've re-listened to episodes, and it helps. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your love and support. Share this with anybody that you think it might be beneficial for, because I think there's more of us out there than you could possibly imagine that are addicted to something. It doesn't have to be alcohol, but it's something. Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful week. Love you. Peace. Gorgeous, beautiful, marvelous. Try not to hit potholes. I love it. Love. Pothole. Love, love, love.